Have you ever sat on the edge of your bed in the morning, staring at your shoes, knowing you should go for a walk, but your knees beg you not to? That moment, when your spirit is willing but your body whispers, "Not today," is one of the loneliest moments of aging, not because of the walk itself, but because of what it represents, the slow loss of your independence. And yet, here's a truth most people don't know. Movement is not the only medicine. There are foods, ancient, humble, yet powerfully proven by science, that mimic the effect of walking on your body's internal chemistry. Foods that reduce inflammation, fuel your mitochondria, and mimic the metabolic benefits of exercise. Not a replacement for all movement, but for those days when walking feels like a mountain. These foods carry you uphill, from the inside out. So if your joints ache, if your energy crashes before noon, if your doctor says you need to move more but your body keeps saying no, stay with me, because today I'll show you 3 foods that do more for your body than a 30-minute walk, if eaten with consistency, purpose, and love. Let's begin with the first. First food, beets. The heart's internal walk there is a root, dark red, earthy, often forgotten in the grocery aisle. It doesn't advertise itself loudly, but beneath its rugged skin is a flood of nitric oxide magic that can awaken the same blood flow as a brisk walk around the park. I'm talking about beets. Yes, simple beets, raw, roasted, or juiced, hold the key to something most people over 40 desperately need but rarely think about: circulatory awakening. You see, when we walk, our blood vessels dilate. The heart pumps faster. Oxygen flows to our brain and limbs. That's part of what gives walking its feel-good reputation. But what if you could eat a food that did just that? That opened up your blood vessels, not by force but by biological cooperation. Beets contain nitrates, plant compounds that your body transforms into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is like nature's WD-40 for your blood vessels. It tells them to relax, to open, to receive life again. And this isn't theory. One landmark study, published in Hypertension Journal, showed that beetroot juice reduced blood pressure within hours, not weeks. Hours. Why? Because it didn't just target symptoms. It reawakened a dormant biological pathway, one that slows down with age. And here's what's truly profound. Beets don't just help your heart. They oxygenate your muscles. They fuel your mitochondria, the energy factories inside every cell. In elite athletes, beet juice is used to boost endurance. But in aging adults, the benefit is even deeper. It helps you stand longer, breathe easier, climb stairs with less strain. In essence, it gives your body back its momentum. Imagine this. You're not outside walking today. Maybe it's raining. Maybe your joints are too stiff, but you sit at your table. You drink a glass of fresh beetroot juice with a squeeze of lemon. You just gave your blood vessels a reason to smile. You just told your muscles you're not forgotten. You told your brain clarity is coming. And you told your heart, keep going. You're not alone in this. The beauty of beets is that they're quiet healers. They don't demand movement, but they inspire it from the inside. And sometimes the body needs to feel better before it wants to move again. So next time your knees say no, let a beet say yes. You see, aging isn't just about the number of years you've lived. It's about how many systems inside you are still talking to each other. Your brain must speak to your gut must fuel your heart, your blood must nourish your muscles, and this in a dialogue, this delicate biochemical symphony begins to go quiet with age, not because you're broken, but because certain messengers have stopped arriving. Beets, my friend, are one of those messengers. They don't just deliver nitrates for blood flow. They are rich in betalains, powerful pigments that reduce inflammation and protect your mitochondria from oxidative damage. Think of it this way. Every time you eat beets, you're washing your internal temple, not with soap, but with anti-inflammatory fire. But here's what most people don't realize. Your body, especially after 40, is not lazy. It's tired. Tired of stress, tired of sugar, tired of shallow sleep, tired of being expected to perform without ever being fed what it truly needs. When you eat beets, you aren't just checking. A nutrition box. You are whispering to your cells, I remember you. You're reminding your blood vessels what you felt like. You're telling your mitochondria, I want you alive and active. You're giving your brain a cleaner flow of oxygen so your thoughts, not just your legs, can move more freely. And the result? Within days, yes, days, of adding beats to your daily life, you may begin to notice subtle shifts. You wake up with more mental clarity. You feel a strange, beautiful readiness in your body, like it wants to move again. Your blood pressure may ease downward. And perhaps most importantly, you begin to feel something return that walking alone couldn't restore. The belief that healing is still possible. And that belief is the most powerful supplement in the world. Now here's how to make it work practically, because again, we're not talking about theory here. Beets are most powerful raw or lightly cooked. Juicing them, blending them into smoothies, or grating them into salads with a touch of lemon juice to help absorption unleashes their full medicinal potential. Even just 200 to 250 milliliters of fresh beetroot juice a day has been clinically shown to reduce blood pressure, improve oxygen efficiency, and increase stamina. And if you're someone who feels foggy in the afternoon, this one glass may feel like lighting a lantern in a dark cave. Still not convinced? Let me tell you a story. There was a woman to 63, retired teacher, gentle soul. She had always loved morning walks until her knees betrayed her. Each step became a battle. She stopped walking. Then came the weight gain. Then came the fear. Her doctor told her to exercise more, but didn't tell her how to survive the in-between. Then she discovered beets. Not a miracle pill, not a fad, just a humble root. She began juicing them every morning. After a week, she noticed she could breathe easier after climbing stairs. After 2 weeks, she said her mind felt cleaner. After a month, she walked again, not because she was forced to, but because her body wanted to. And she said something beautiful. It wasn't the beets that changed my life. It was the way they made me feel, wanted by my own body again. That is the power of food when it is understood, when it is not reduced to calories or carbs, but honored as medicine. Beets don't replace walking. They revive the part of you that used to walk willingly. And in the quiet rhythm of daily nourishment, you may just find your legs and your spirit rising again. When did you first notice your body asking for help, not in pain, but in silence? If this speaks to you, join our growing circle of healing. Each week, we explore ancient wisdom, modern science, and the art of aging well, not just surviving, but resurrecting. Click subscribe and walk this path with us. The second food, olive oil, liquid movement. For your cell shave, you ever held a bottle of cold-pressed, extra virgin olive oil in your hand and felt like it contained something more than just fat? Something sacred, something that remembers your ancestors and your own forgotten strength. Olive oil is not just food. It is liquid wisdom. And for those who cannot walk, for those whose joints ache, whose hips lock, whose knees tremble at the idea of stairs, olive oil offers movement from the inside out. You see, walking in its deepest biological form isn't just about muscles. It's about lubrication. Movement depends on fluidity, on ease, on rhythm. But inflammation, age, and metabolic dysfunction stiffen that rhythm. The joints begin to dry. The tissues become brittle. And the fire of youth, that soft warmth that used to live in your knees and shoulders, turns into friction. But olive oil is a river inside your veins. It rehydrates your cellular membranes. It delivers polyphenols that fight inflammation like trained warriors. And it doesn't just reduce pain, it teaches your cells how to flow again. Let me explain. Inside every cell of your body, there is a fragile membrane, a thin, oily layer that lets nutrients in and waste out. This membrane, when healthy, is flexible, alive, responsive. But when you eat processed fats, when you age, when your mitochondria become sluggish, that membrane stiffens. Communication slows, healing slows. You age, not because of time, but because of stuckness. Extra virgin olive oil restores that flexibility. Its monounsaturated fats, especially oleic acid, are like warm oil on a rusted, Hinge. They keep your cellular membranes supple, your brain neurons firing clearly, your heart vessels smooth, and your joints bathed in inner light. Now, some say fat makes you fat, but that's not just false, it's dangerous, because the right fats, like those in olive oil, turn on your body's fat-burning genes. Yes, olive oil doesn't just help you move better, it tells your body to become leaner, more stable. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, one of the world's most trusted journals, found that people who consumed a Mediterranean diet rich in extra virgin olive oil had significantly lower risks of heart attacks, strokes, and death. But the deeper story is this: they didn't just live longer, they lived smoother. And for those who can't walk, or who dread the pain of movement, olive oil brings that smoothness back without a single step. Imagine this: you're in your kitchen. The sun is pouring in through the window. You pour a golden stream of olive oil onto roasted vegetables, or drizzle it over a salad, or take a spoonful straight into your mouth, followed by lemon water. You are not just eating fat. You are anointing your body with healing. You are sending lubrication to your joints. You are quieting the fire in your knees. You are nourishing your brain so that your thoughts feel less stiff too. You are whispering to your blood vessels, it's safe to open again. And let's talk about the brain for a moment, because what good is walking if you no longer remember where you were going? Olive oil contains powerful phenolic compounds that protect the brain from oxidative stress, especially oleocanthal, which mimics the effects of ibuprofen, but without the side effects. It's anti-inflammatory. It's anti-aging. It's anti-dementia. It is the closest thing we have to a natural lubricant for the aging mind. And just like a rusty machine, the older the engine, the more it needs oil to run properly. There's a reason ancient healers used olive oil not just in food, but in sacred rituals. It wasn't just nourishment, it was an offering, a prayer for healing, a belief that something soft and golden could make hurting places whole again, if beets are the blood of the earth. Then olive oil is the sunlight it runs on. And if you begin to use it daily, lovingly, respectfully, you may notice not just less pain, but more grace, less fatigue, more fluidity in how you move and think and feel. Because in the end, health isn't about punishment. It's about flow. And olive oil is flow made edible. What part of your body do you wish felt more fluid, more free, and when did you last feel it move without pain? If these words feel like medicine to you, subscribe and stay close. This isn't just a health channel, it's a return to peaceful, powerful living. We walk together here, even when our legs are tired. The third food, lentils, protein that walks for you. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt your muscles weakening, even though your heart still feels young? You reach to lift a bag, your arms tremble. You go to stand and your legs hesitate, not because of age, but because your muscles have been quietly starving, not of calories, but of nutrients that tell them to stay alive. And in this moment, where walking becomes a burden, there is a food that enters like a quiet warrior. It carries the strength of mountains. It doesn't rock quickly. It doesn't beg for attention. But inside it is the fuel to rebuild your strength without a treadmill. I'm talking about lentils. Lentils are more than soup ingredients. They are survival food for the soul. For thousands of years, civilizations relied on them when nothing else could grow, because they are dense, concentrated, balanced life, packed with plant-based protein, fiber, iron, magnesium, and polyphenols that work together to regenerate muscle mass, lower blood, sugar, and even mimic the cellular benefits of exercise. Yes, you heard that right. Recent studies show that diets rich in pulses, which include lentils, activate AMPK, your body's internal metabolic switch. When AMP is turned on, your body starts burning fat, cleaning out damaged cells, and improving insulin sensitivity, the very same things walking does. In essence, lentils coach your body back into youth. But let's go deeper emotionally, because, you see, one of the most painful aspects of a ginger is the fear of becoming dependent, needing someone to lift you. To walk you to the bathroom. To carry what you once carried with ease. And at the root of this fear is the loss of muscle. Muscle isn't just for athletes. It is the armor of aging. The difference between independence and decline. And after 40, you naturally begin losing muscle unless you feed it. Not with more movement, but with amino acids that tell it, stay. Don't shrink. We still need you. Lentils are rich in those amino acids. In fact, they contain all the building blocks to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Even if you're not lifting weights, even if you're bedridden, even if your legs feel like strangers to your body, and unlike meat, they do it without inflammation, without cholesterol, and without feeding the silent fires of aging that red meat sometimes fuels. Here's the beauty of lentils. They are humble to prepare, but magnificent in effect. A warm bowl of lentils, maybe with turmeric, garlic, a little olive oil, is not just dinner. It is a biological revival. It fuels your muscles. Feeds your gut bacteria, stabilizes your blood sugar. And keeps you standing. In fact, in a large study on elderly adults, higher intake of legumes like lentils was strongly associated with longer lifespan, not just in years lived, but in functional years, the years where you could dress yourself, cook for yourself, think for yourself. Lentils don't just add time to your life, they add mobility to your time. And you know what's miraculous? Even just half a cup a day has been shown to reduce the risk of chronic diseases, boost strength, and support a healthier weight without needing intense exercise. So if you can't walk today, if your legs are hurting, your back is tight, and your will is fading, let lentils walk for you. Let them carry the message to your muscles. You are still needed. You are still alive. We haven't given up on you, because the truth is, you're not weak. You're simply unfed in the way your body truly craves, and lentils feed you where it matters most. You see, there's something almost spiritual about a lentil. It doesn't scream for attention like superfoods on magazine covers. It doesn't spoil easily. It doesn't require riches. And yet, it delivers more power per gram than most animal proteins without the price of inflammation. That quiet power, that steady nourishment, is exactly what your aging body needs. Not more punishment, but a steady hand, a kind voice that says, you don't need to rush, you don't need to run. You just need to rebuild slowly, steadily, and surely. And this is where lentils become more than food. They become a medicine of patience. Because unlike the temporary energy bursts of sugar or caffeine, lentils fuel you for hours. Their complex carbohydrates are broken down slowly, feeding your bloodstream. A gentle wave of glucose, no crashes, no spikes. Just sustained energy that supports your body like a friend who shows up every single day. That's what healing truly is, isn't it? It's not a dramatic overnight miracle. It's consistency, loyalty, discipline, even in food. And lentils are one of the few foods on earth that combine protein, fiber, iron, potassium, folate, magnesium, and resistance starch in a single, whole form, unprocessed, unbothered, and unapologetically nourishing. Now, let's go even deeper into the gut. You might be surprised to know that the health of your joints, muscles, and even mind has a lot to do with what lives in your colon. Yes, the bacteria in your gut communicate with your brain, your bones, your metabolism, your immune system, and even your sense of emotional well-being. And lentils? They are one of the most powerful gut fertilizers in nature. Every time you eat them, you feed the beneficial bacteria that reduce systemic inflammation. And that's the key, because chronic inflammation is what destroys joints, worsens fatigue, clouds your memory, and accelerates aging from the inside out. So imagine this, you're eating a bowl of warm lentils, seasoned with a little cumin, ginger, maybe some spinach or turmeric. You feel comforted. But something deeper is happening. Your gut bacteria are rejoicing. They're creating short-chain fatty acids, especially butyrate, which nourishes the gut lining, reduces inflammation, and improves insulin sensitivity. That small meal is a biological renaissance. An act of inner gardening. And soon, you may feel it, not just in your digestion, but in your knees, your back, your brain, your spirit. And let's be honest, sometimes we lose our fire not because life broke us, But because our bodies ran out of fuel dot and no one told us, they told us to walk dot to move more, but never told us what to eat when we couldn't. Lentils are that missing link, a bridge between your will to heal and your body's ability to follow, through a gentle resistance trainer from the inside. And that's why in parts of the world where people live past 100, in regions like Sardinia, Okinawa, and Loma Linda, you'll find lentils and legumes at the center of their plates, not just for survival, but for strength, clarity, mobility, and meaning. Because when food is whole, and consistent, and alive with purpose, your body remembers how to live. So as you sit in your kitchen tonight, maybe tired, maybe sore, maybe unsure if you'll ever be strong again, just remember this: you don't have to climb a mountain. You don't need to run 5 miles. You just need to eat in a way that feeds what matters most. And lentils, they are strength disguised as simplicity, the food of the humble, the fuel of the resilient. The quiet miracle that makes your muscles sing again. A letter to your strength, dear one. You who have known pain in places no one else sees. You who wake up with a body that doesn't always obey, knees that whisper not today, a back that tightens like a warning, a heart that sometimes feels like it's beating in silence. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are simply tired from carrying too much alone. This world doesn't always tell the truth about aging. It tells you to keep pushing, keep walking. But what if your body isn't asking for motion right now? What if it's asking for nourishment, for support, for a moment to rest and rebuild, so it can rise again, stronger? The foods I shared with you today, they are not trends. They are biological love letters from nature to your cells. They walk for you when you cannot. They whisper life back into your mitochondria. They remind your bones, your muscles, your spirit that you are still here. And that matters. Even if you haven't moved today, you've healed today. You've chosen to listen. And that's where true change begins. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where your body knows how to begin again. Let's end with one small, beautiful act of hope. Today, before you sleep, choose just one of these healing foods, prepare it slowly, eat it with silence, and tell your body, I remember you, I'm coming back. Because food is not just fuel. It is a form of forgiveness. A way of saying, I'm sorry I ignored you, but I'm here now. And your body, no matter how tired, will always forgive you the moment you choose to feed it life again. Thank you for walking this path with me today, even if just in spirit. Your healing matters here. Your story belongs here. You are stronger than you think, and this is just the beginning. Until we speak again, may peace flood your body like light through stained glass. May your steps return, even if one bite at a time. And may you never forget, you are not alone.